YouTube, what's happening? It is Wednesday, April 9th, and we're going to talk about MLB. We have a bunch of games on the slate, 15 of them. Everybody's playing, basically. Before we jump into that, we got to do a little recap of yesterday. I took these plays here, ended up going 7-3 on the day. Detroit hit, Nerfy hit, over hit, Nerfy hit. Baz had 6 Ks. The Nerfy in Philly Atlanta didn't hit. Thanks, Sale, for nothing. Corbin continued his lovely run of going over 2.5 earned runs. KC won. Tovar did nothing. What can you do? And C's got rocked. So, hey, 7-3 day. That is beautiful overall. We will take that each and every day we can get our hands on it. If you want the plays typed out or access to the spreadsheets, which are coming to life, for baseball, all you got to do is go check out the HQ. So simple as that. We have 15 games. We're going to stop wasting time. As you see, it's Wednesday, which means we got a lot of day games. So let's go ahead and jump in that first game right now. All right, first game on the slate is going to be St. Louis and Pittsburgh. We're going to try to fly through this today because the games are starting early. I want to get the video out for you. We see it's basically a pick 'em with a 7.5. Let's go to the spreadsheet for once. I have some data. It's starting to grow. It's going to take a minute for me to get everything in here. I'm a one-man team here, so I do have a little bit of data. You can see the Nerfy percent in the last 10. That's how many games they've hit the Nerfy, as in them themselves have had a Nerfy. So 7 out of 10 games, St. Louis has not scored a run, and we can see how many runs are actually scoring in the first inning in the last 10 games. Pittsburgh doesn't do anything in the first inning, apparently. So this might be a good Nerfy game if the pitchers line up nicely. And you can see the runs, hits, home runs, and how much they strike out recently. Pittsburgh, that's a lot of strikeouts, my guys, but they are stealing bases. So we'll add all this too. I'm doing away columns and full season columns so we can compare all that information. So there's that. They're 4-6, 3-7. We have our last 5 records as well, so we can see how they've been doing. It's coming together. Love it. So let's go ahead and bounce over to the props. Who's pitching? Keller is going up against Fede. Well, let's break these two down. Matchup. Let's see. Keller was 11-12 with a 4.25 last year. St. Louis against righties. There you go. You can pause and look at those. Against Keller, that's a lot of data. 429, 415 at bats, 308. They like facing this dude. And St. Louis, as you just saw on the spreadsheet, is number 1 in hits per game in the last 10, number 3 in runs at 6.6. They're number 5 in home runs. The bats are pretty hot, I would say. So we're liking St. Louis already. Let's pop over to the other side. Bloop, bloop. Fede, it's 99.33. Pittsburgh versus righties, Pittsburgh versus Seti. They have a little success, but nowhere near the success St. Louis has. So let's go back up to props, see if we like anything here. Let me show you the props real quick. All right, we got Keller pulled up his earned runs. We can see everything in the last 10 games. That's what we're going to focus on so we match up with the spreadsheet. That way it keeps it even. Earned runs last 10. He gave up 7 runs to the Yanks. That's a lot. Strikeouts, he only had 4. Hits, he had 8. So he didn't do good against the Yankees. Now he's facing St. Louis, which is a very hot team right now. Fede, 6 against Boston. Strikeout wise, he only had 1 because he's not really a strikeout dude, let's be honest. And then he gave up 6 earned runs to Boston. So both pitchers struggle a little bit, but based on the numbers here, I think I'm going to rock with St. Louis on the money line and move on to the next game. All right, game 2 is going to be Miami and the Mets. And we can see currently it is 215 for the Mets with a 7 total. Let's look at the sheet. There's your numbers. Not the best. Everything's kind of mid, kind of average. You can see that. So nothing's really standing out here. We go over to the props. We put it on the right game so we can see who's who and doing what. Meyer versus McGill. Kind of a mid matchup. But hey, Max Meyer loves to give up hits. So he's given up at least 4.5 hits in every game in the last 9 games, including 2 this season, 8 against Atlanta of all teams. Let me go back to the spreadsheet real quick. How are the Mets doing with hits? Well, hits, they are 21st. They're averaging 7.2 hits per game in the last 10 games, which means, I don't know. That's not good. If that was higher, if that was in the green, I'd be taking that all day. So we'll probably not take his hitter prop. But we will pop over here and look real quick and look. Begin 4-5, 4. Let's see versus righties. You can see how Miami did against righties last season. Against McGill career, there's stats, not much there. Swap. Let's go Meyer 3-5, 6-8. Mets versus righties. There's your stats. And then against Meyer, they've done well. They've done well against him. It's not many. It was 1 game. You can tell it's literally 1 game, but they teed off a little bit. So couple home runs. He gives up a lot of hits. I might take this hits regardless, even though Miami, New York is 21st at 7.2. Not bad, but hell, Miami's better. So let's look hits. That would be the play for him. Strikeouts 7 and 8. Damn, he has been striking out a ton, hasn't he? Wow. Okay. Earned runs, not so much. So this dude gives up hits, but he's going to strike you out too. Interesting. How are the Mets striking out? They're 3rd in the league. They're only averaging 6.9 in the last 10. Which they've only played 10 games. So There you go. Let's look at McGill. McGill hits, strikeouts, earned runs. Nothing's looking good here. So if we want to take something in this game, you could take the hits for Meyer, but I don't like how the Mets only have 7 hits a game on average right now, and they don't strike out much. So yeah, no, I'm going to pass on this one. Next. All right, next up, we got the Yankees in Detroit, and we come over here and see it is Yankees 154 with a 7 total spreadsheet time, 5-5, 7-3 in the last 10 overall. You can see the numbers as well. Are the Yankees really 6-5? Is that true? It is. Sometimes I question the stats. You got to do that. Make sure your numbers are right. You see Detroit. Both teams are averaging over a run per in the first inning. This is first inning runs per game in the last 10. 1.1, 1.3. Yerfie is easily on the table in this game if we have semi below average pitchers. Just saying. Look at the runs per game, the hits, the home runs. They are cooking with the bats on both teams. But they both strike out a ton, which is weird. So let's go to pitchers. Who do we have? Let's look. And we're gonna have Flaherty versus Max Fried Fried Chicken. Okay. Well, I don't know about. Let's see. I don't know. 13-7, 317 for Flaherty. Let's look at that's how Yankees did against righties last season against Flaherty. History, not much data really. That's pretty good for Grisham, but other than that, it's kind of eh. We flop slides over here. We go Yanks. We go Fried Fried. 11-10, 3-2-5. Detroit versus lefties. There you go. Not the best, not the worst. If they're bad, they're really bad. A lot of ones on here, but then we got a couple. We got a 3. So I'm already leaning New York, I think. No, nothing good here. Earned runs in the last 10, averaging 3.1, but only give it 1 to, well, it's the White Sox. Pump the brakes. Oh no, we'll see. Strikeout wise, he hit that against, it was Chicago, so it was 7. I wouldn't trust 6.5. Now Yankees are striking out a ton, 9.6 per game. That's over 1 an inning on the math right there. I did the math. That's right. I can do it. And then hits allowed 3. Yankees are getting a lot of hits, 9.8. They're 4th in the majors in hits right now. Let's pop over here to Fried Fried. Lots of hits given up, strikeouts, earned runs. Okay. Yeah, I don't. Looking at that, you could take strikeouts. You could, man, this is good. If anything, I kind of want to go the over regardless, just seeing what is it, 7? And it's like, well, the weather's a thing. I get it. The weather's a thing, but guess what? You still, were they going to cool off both offenses? I'll believe it when I see it. I'll take show me they're averaging a combined 12.6 runs per game in the last 10 on average. So if they keep hitting like this, I think they're going to do well. They can small ball today too, so I'm going to go over on the 7 this one. I don't care about the weather. Weather does not bother me that much. Oh, it's cold. I don't care. It's windy. Don't care. Taking the over. Next. All right, we got Texas and Chicago up next, and we can see is 150 with a 7.5. Let's look at the sheet. 8-4, 9-5. You can see how they've done in the last few games. We can see Chicago #1 offense. Texas only 3.3 runs. Clear advantage when it comes to Chicago on the offense. That hits. Texas only getting 5.8 hits a game. They are the worst team in the majors right now at that. Who knew at a team 8-4 can't hit the ball? Crazy. #1 in steals, #4 in steals. Good stuff. Let's pop over here. I'm leaning Cubs decently right now. So let's see. Schultz going out there versus who? Yeah, okay. Chicago, but how much? 150? Loving that already. Let's do the matchups real quick. 15-3 last season, 291. Dude's a beast. This is how Texas did against lefties. They're 0-4 against Shota overall. We swap sides. Let's see, 0-1, 497, 12 innings, nothing really there. That's last season against the righties, and that's history. And look, of course, they have some success because, of course, they do. So, yeah, we're leaning Chicago money line off the get. Let's see if any props look good for us today. Earned runs, dude has been lights out last 4 starts, only 2 earned total allowed, and that's impressive. Strikeouts, he's not getting many strikeouts though, not like he did last year, which is fun. Texas is 11th at strikeouts. We probably don't want to take that against them anyways. Hits allowed under 4.5. They're only averaging 3.3 the entire game so far. So I could easily take under hits allowed for Shota and be fine, no problem. But I think I like the money line more. I'm going to trust that offense. Pair with Shota, have a nice team set up. Let's flop slides the other side to Tyler. Hi, Tyler. You've been pretty good. I don't have just give me last 5. So your 2 games so far, you have 1 earned allowed. Strikeouts, you had 6. Cubs are in the top 10 at strikeouts currently. Don't want to take it. And we got this. Yeah, both pitchers are doing great. The biggest thing here is Texas offense is just not there. And that's just crazy to believe, but that's true. So I'm taking Chicago on the main line. Chicago. CHCML next. Next up, we got San Diego and the Athletics, and the Athletics are favored again, especially after last night. Woo, over under of 10. And what happened last night? Well, they whooped that ass last night. That's what happened. Look at that, 5-7. Look at that record. That's good for them. That's amazing. Oh man, somebody put a future bet in on them to make the World Series. If they do decent enough, you could cash out for a nice profit probably. So 9-3 for them. You can see the numbers overall. You can see how many runs they score in the first. They're nerfy. Nothing standing out. We need a lot of green up in the nerfy block to really care about nerfies, or a lot of red to care about some yerfies. So yes, run first inning, no run first inning. A's are not stealing bases. That is not what they do. It's almost like they shouldn't have got rid of their guy that stole a whole bunch of bases last year. Yeah, that would have made sense. But whatever, they're winning. They're 5-7. Cool. Let's go to pitchers. Let's look. Bido, however you say his name, and Vasquez are going out there. Let's see. Let's do the matchups, comparing them to 5-3, 3-4-1 for Bido. And you can see how San Diego likes them some righties. They had a lefty yesterday, and you saw what happened. They don't like lefties. They do like righties, though. And let's see, against Bido, they have home run 1 for 3, 1 for 3, 1 for 3 with a home run. Yeah, pretty good. Not much history, though. Swap. And we go over to Vasquez, 4-7, 4-8-7. A's versus righties last season with these players. There you go. And then against him historically, a little bit of success, but no home runs or RBI. It's just they're able to get on base. They're getting singles off them, looks like. That's about it. So any props? What the hell is this prop? Strikeouts, 3.5. Why is it? Oh, it's because of San Diego. And remember how I've said several times you never take strikeout props against San Diego? Right there is why. They are number 1 in the league again to start the season at strikeouts. I didn't even know that until I did this sheet last night, and I just didn't know it until I just saw it now. Yeah, they're the most disciplined team in the league, and the A's are 4th. What? Okay, cool. Good to know. So yeah, people are going to see this and post this like, oh, take the strikeouts. It's 10 for 10. Like, nope. Not a chance in hell I'm taking that. No. Nope. None of that either. 2.5. He's been pretty good. But San Diego is 5th in hits, but they're 13th in runs. So, I don't know. Let's pop over here. Vasquez, what you got for us, buddy? Let's do strikeouts. No. Earned runs. Pretty good last 3 games. He's pretty good. And then hits. How you doing with hits? There's nothing good in here. To me, I'm scared of this game. But look at the matchups close. Everything's good. I see why it's almost a pick 'em and why the A's are favored. I'm passing. Next. Next up, we got Baltimore, Arizona, and we got Arizona 125 with that 9 total. Let's do the sheet. 5-7, 6-6. You can see the numbers there. Baltimore does not score anything in the first. They've only hit the nerfy themselves 40% of the time, and they're averaging 1.1 runs. So Yerfy is territory for Baltimore. Arizona's kind of mid, so you could potentially do it if you wanted to for a Yerfy. Other than that, you see the rest of the numbers. Nothing really stands out. A lot of yellow. Yellow's mid. We don't like yellow. We like greens and reds around here. Pitchers. PFAT's going out there against Kramer. Let's see what we got over here for PFAT. Let's do the matchups. 11-10, 4-7-1 Baltimore versus righties last season. You can see that nothing stands out. PFAT, a lot of nothing. 1 game worth of data, nothing too impressive. So swap sides. Let's see what we got over here. Kramer was 8-10 with a 409 against righties. You can see the numbers against Kramer. Again, well, Naylor is 5-7-1, but has done nothing with it except a few RBIs. Gurriel, how do you say that? 375 and 8 at bats with 2 home runs. That might be a home run play if you want to do a Dinger Wednesday. Other than that, let's see. Dude's been giving up earned runs like crazy. In the last 10 games, he's averaging 3.8 runs given up on a 2.5. Baltimore is scoring 4.1 runs the entire game. That ain't the type of offense I want to take against somebody like this. Just not. Strikeouts, they're 13th in strikeouts. Baltimore hits allowed, they are 16th in 11th in hits at 8.2. This is 5.5. This could be decent. Not great though. We want great plays. Swap, Kramer, what you been up to, buddy? Hits, 4.5. You're giving up an average of 5, and Arizona is getting 7.4. They're 20th. That ain't good. Strikeouts. Arizona's 2nd at 6.6 a game. Oh, hell no. No, not a chance. You're only 4.9? And then lastly, we want the earned runs, which is going to be 2.2. And Arizona is scoring 4.9 runs a game, which is 8th in the league in the last 10. And no, there's nothing good here. There's no value for us. We're going to pass. Next. All right, next up, Cincinnati and San Fran. San Fran 144, 7.5 is our total. Let's go to the sheet. 5-7, 8-3. You want Nerfy? There you go. Cincy, San Fran, both of them have hit the Nerfy themselves 8 out of the last 10 games. Cincy's averaging 0.4 runs in the first inning. Meanwhile, San Fran's averaging 0.3 runs. So this is high Nerfy chance here. Let's look at the pitchers and see if we have great pitchers or even just really good pitchers. Nerfy all day. So let's go prop. We got Verlander going up against Nick Martinez. Let's see, how they been doing? Verlander runs, he's gone over 1.5 because 1.5 is a very low number, but he's gone over every single game. Like, dude, what the hell? Let's do the matchup first. 5-6, 5-4-8. Cincy versus righties. There you go. Nothing impressive against Verlander. Not good. That's what you want to see. Only one is Trevino, and he's got 286. That's not much. Espino's got a home run, and nothing stands out. Let's see what else we got. We pop over to the number for Martina. Well, we just swap over. Been easier if we do it this way. Whatever. Martinez versus San Fran. 10-7, 3-10 against righties. That's how San Fran is. San Fran likes lefties. We know this. They prefer it. Against Nick Martinez, no real data. Not bad. Okay, with Nerfy's on the table. Let's see if anything's better because I like the Nerfy so far. Strikeouts for Nick Martinez. No, 2. They're mid. Hits allowed, mid. Earned runs is also good, but mid. Nothing there. Nope. Verlander, earned runs. I mean, if you want to, by all means, good luck. Strikeouts, you can see down there. Nope. And then lastly, hits. He's given up a lot of hits, but hopefully it's not in the first inning. So, because neither team is scoring much in the first inning in the last 10 games. So let's keep that trend going. Now come with me and let's find out some Nerfy line, shall we? We want game line, inning, first inning, total, under 135. Taking it next. Dodgers, Nationals next. Where are we at down here? Dodgers 174 with a 9 total. Let's look at the sheet. 9-4 versus 5-6. You can see how they've been recently. 1-4 for the Dodgers last 5 games. Meanwhile, Washington's 4-1, starting to heat up. You can see the numbers last 10 overall. Nothing's really standing out except they're both getting a lot of home runs. So maybe a little home run action if you want to do like a little home run parlay. This might be the game for you. They're combining for 3.4. Not bad in the last 10. Knack versus Irvin. Okay, this is kind of a matchup, isn't it? We'll still talk about 10-14, 4-4-1 for Irvin versus the Dodgers. Dodgers versus righties. There you go. Against Irvin. Historically, they have done well. That's a lot of green. Only 1 home run though, but still a lot of good average, which you want to see that. So Knack 3-5, 3.65. Let's see how they've done historically. Nothing really there. And then versus righties, you can see pretty average. There's a 3.68, but not the best. Let's see. Nothing really stood out there. What do we want to focus on? Nothing's really good. Everything's mid. Strikeouts 3.5. Washington is 20th. They're averaging 9 strikeouts a game, which means they're averaging 1 an inning. Just simple math on there. Divide by 9, and 3.5 should get you there. But if he pitches 6 innings, should hit it. But I just don't know. At all. Maybe. Has he faced him head to head? He did. He hit it both times too. That's pretty nice. Last 10, he's averaging 4.9. Might be a play. That might be the play. Let's see what else we got. Irvin. Earned runs. You can see what he's done here. Strikeouts. His strikeouts are not good. And we got hits. Yeah, I think Knack might be the play because I'm liking he's higher than the 3.5. The volume's up there. Washington bats are decent, but they are striking out 9. And Dodgers are 9.1. So I think I will take Knack over 3.5 because as long as if he pitches 4 innings, on average, he's going to have 4 strikeouts, what it should look like. So let's take Knack over 3.5 next. Boy, oh boy. Houston and Seattle's up next. 130 for Houston, 7.5. Wait till you see this sheet. Look at that beauty. 1-1-1-1. This is each team, they are hitting the Nerfy 8 of the last 10 games, and they're both only scoring 0.2 runs in the last 10 games on average. Do that math real quick and tell you what the number is. They ain't good in the first inning scoring. So Nerfy all day in this one if we got decent pitchers. It's Hunter Brown and Castillo. Yeah. And then you can see 30th in runs, 24th in runs. They're not getting hits. Unless one of these teams has a massive breakout, if they follow the averages, Nerfy is going to be crushing, you would think. They steal bases, though, when they get on base, which is a little concerning for walks. But hey, whatever. To the props. Let's see. Hunter Brown's going out there. We got Castillo. Let's see if they're good enough to hold a Nerfy for us today. His outs are always so good. So good. Well, matchup first. Castillo, nothing. Here against righties, you can see this is how Houston does against righties. Not good, apparently. Houston, what are you doing, guys? Against Castillo, 0 for 1. That's it. Swap. swap. Hunter Brown, 11-9, 349. Seattle versus the righties. You can see also we got a lot of no good because Brown's pretty good. Brown, versus him, they got some success, but not too much. There's no home runs. There's very little RBIs, but he does let some on base, which is a little concerning, but you only need the top three. That's all I care about, is get those 3 outs. So strikeouts, you want to look at that. Houston is 29th in strikeouts. Like, let's not overlook this. 10.3 strikeouts per game is ridiculous for Houston. That's not, no, you want Seattle, 9 strikeouts. Look at Seattle doing good. All right, Hunter Brown plays for Houston, not Seattle. So we'll worry about that for our next one. 8, 9, no, he's doing good, but no, Nerfy's better. Nerfy's better. Let's go over here. Castillo, how many strikeouts are you getting? Your number is 3.5. You only had 2 against San Fran. Yeah. Hits, 6 hits allowed. Earned runs, 3. Yeah, no, we're going Nerfy to the lines. We're going to follow the numbers and see what the data tells us. So we come over here, we go match details, we go game lines, we go inning, we go first total, and we go under 125. Even better. Okay. Now, is it guaranteed to hit? Absolutely not. Somebody could easily hit a home run. They could hit a few singles. Next thing you know, it's 1-0. It's possible. It's baseball. We're just trying to get enough wins in the day to counteract the losses. So we'll take the Nerfy here, move on to the next game. White Sox, Guardians are up next, and we got Cleveland 184 with a 7.5. Let's go with Sheets. Let's look over here. 2-8, 4-6. You can see White Sox offense is not doing too good. Neither is Cleveland on the hits, but they're getting home runs though. Neither team steals bases. There's your numbers. Not worried about Nerfy in this game. To the pitchers, who do we have? Logan Allen versus Sean Burke. Okay, cool matchup. Let's break them down. 8-5, 5.73 against lefties. This is how Chicago does. Nothing on here is good. Nothing. And then we see versus Logan Allen, though, they're actually, Vaughn has a 471 and 17 at-bats on a home run and a 1.2. Damn. Okay, they like facing this dude. What? Okay, I did not expect all that green for that. Okay, now we swap over. Burke is 2-0 with a 1.42. Pretty good last year. Only 19 innings against righties. This is how Cleveland did last season. This is how they've done against Burke. Nothing. So, leaning Chicago? I think so. Plus 1.5 is minus 134. I am absolutely leaning that play so far. That sounds amazing. Let's look over here. Earned runs. Logan Allen 1.5 over under. Well, Chicago only has 3.2 runs per game, period. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm not leaning it. Maybe I'm a little bit scared. You could take this, but no, that's too close. Hits. What are the hits? 8 and 7. Chicago's averaging 6.2 hits in the entire game. So, yeah, no, not a chance. Burke earned runs 2.5. He had 6 against Minnesota in this game. This game he did great, but this game, no. Okay, this game is kind of trash like we thought it was. I'm going to not take any of this nonsense. We're going to keep the money in our pocket. We're going to pass and move on to the next one. Now to Toronto and the Boston Red Sox. We have Boston 130 with a 5.5, an 8.5, not 5, 8.5. Sheet 7-5, 6-6. You see how they've been doing, both top 10 when it comes to not scoring runs in the first inning. They both get some a lot of hits. Boston's offense is obviously doing pretty good. Now, given that 18-run game is doing a lot of heavy lifting for him for this last 10, but hey, whatever. Still there. It's still there. Toronto cannot hit home runs. Of course, Vladdy has not hit a home run all season, apparently. I saw after signing that big-ass contract. I said it yesterday. Watch, he signed the contract. He'll do nothing. He went 0 for 4 yesterday. Yep. That's what happens with athletes. They get those massive-ass contracts, and all of a sudden they stop playing. Oh, my. Look at all the mustard and ketchup over here. Whew. Ghostman versus Hawk. I'm not making the joke. I'm not doing it. Let's see. 9 and 10, 3-12. Righties. Toronto loves them a righty. That is for sure. My God, that's a lot. Against Tanner. Oh, Tanner has not done too. They've not done well against the man, except for Bichette has 429, but there's no home runs against him ever. Ground ball merchant. Let's see. Guzman, 14-11, 383. They have also done well against righties, and not so much against Guzman. So I don't like this so far. Let's look at strikeouts. Oof. 0. You had a goose egg. You're going up against Boston, who's typically bad, but they're at 9.2 in the last 10, which is 23rd worst. There's other teams worse, but 9.2 is not good. You might be able to get that 5.5, but I'm not taking somebody who had a goose egg on the strikeouts. Gave up 3 earned runs to the Mets. No hits. No, you're doing really good on hits. You're not giving up anything. Let's go look at Hawk, see what he's up to. Earned runs is 3, strikeouts is 6, and hits is 5. I don't know. Based on that, plus the combination of these stats, nothing's really standing out here. No, we're just going to leave this alone and move on to the next game. Next game up, we have Angels and Rays. Angels versus Devil Rays. Love that matchup. 140 for Tampa with a 8 is our total. Let's go over here to the sheet. Let's look 7-3, 6-4. Look at the Angels. One of the members in Discord put a future on the Angels to pay out for the World Series. Yeah. Look at them balling out. Who knows what could happen? It's baseball. Love it. Oh, man. Number 1, also tied for 1. Tampa's hit the Nerfy in 80%, but Angels not so much. A lot of mid here. With a lot of yellow. We don't want yellow. We need greens versus reds. And why are we not getting those? I don't know. Let's go to props. Who's pitching? Pepio versus Kikuchi. Let's see what we got. Matchup. Do the matchup for me. Pepio 8-8, 3-6 last season against righties. This is how the Angels team did last season against Pepio. Historically, this is a lot of nothing. We flop sides. We go to Kikuchi 9-10, 405 against lefties. Oh, we had some success. I mean, Tampa likes them. A few of the dudes love, 3 dudes love the lefties. You can tell. Against Kikuchi, they have actually done somewhat. They have some success, but not much. Let's look at the numbers on the stats. Pepio hits allowed. Angels are 17th in hits at 7.7, so not the best. Strikeouts, he's at no. I need you above your line, my dude. 1.5 earned runs. Angels are averaging 5 runs a game for 6th place in the majors. Not the best. He's pretty consistent. Let's look at okay. Do go 6 innings. That's just what he does. Strikeouts, he's at 6. Tampa is 4th in the league at not striking out, 7.4. Very disciplined. Hits, they are 10th at 8.4. He's 4.5. This could be a play. And then earned runs 3. No. Nothing is really screaming us to take it. So again, we don't have a play. We play smart. We pass. Next up, Philadelphia and ATL. And we got Atlanta 135 favorites. 8.5 is our total. Let's look at the sheet. 7-3, 2-8. Nerfy potential. Everything's green. That's what you want to see. So Philadelphia last 10, Atlanta last 10. Obviously, that counts for all their games. They've been good the last 2 games, obviously. But I don't know. Philadelphia, perhaps. Nerfy, perhaps. Let's look at the pitchers. Pitcher player props. Walker's going out there and Grant Holmes. Do we trust either to do a Nerfy for us? I don't know if I trust it against Philly's offense because they made Chris Sale give a burr run yesterday in the first inning. So I don't know. So Walker earned runs. He has pitched 1 game. He threw a nice little no earned runs against Colorado. Actually, let's do this first. Let's see. Grant Holmes 2-1, 3.56. Philly against righties. You can see how they done. Philly against Grant Holmes, not much except for Castellanos has a home run, 1-3 at bats. Outside of that, nothing there. Swap sides. Now we go to Walker versus Atlanta, 3-7, 7-10. Atlanta versus righties. There you go. Atlanta versus Walker. Damn. They like facing him. So I see why Atlanta's favored now. That makes sense. Look at Harris. Has 2 home runs and 5 at bats. All right. Okay. Walker had a nothing here. Let's see. Strikeouts. He had 4. Atlanta is not good at striking out. They're striking out 9.6 times a game, which is 24th. And then lastly, hits 3. It was Colorado. Come on. So, man, Grant Holmes earned runs. He gave up 4 to the Dodgers. It was the Dodgers. First game of this. That was March 31st, too, man. It's been a minute since you pitched, hasn't it? Let's see. Strikeouts. You struck out 3 Dodgers, and then it hits. I don't think I trust these pitchers. I don't think I do. And based on the numbers, I think I might still take Philly. I don't trust Garrett Holmes at all. And Walker had a good game against Colorado. We'll see if he continue to have it. So I think I am going to take Philly as a dog here at plus 120. Philly straight up money line dog. Let's see how that works. Philly money line next. Next up, Minnesota and the KC Royals with cheese. And we've got 104. It's a pick 'em. 7.5. Let's look at the spreadsheet. Let's look. 3-8, 6-5. A lot of just mustard and ketchup. Not looking good here. This isn't good at all. Props for pitchers. Who we got? Joe Ryan going up against Seth Lugo. Okay, let's do the matchup here. This is already screaming mid to me. 16-9. Let's see. Very good against righties overall. Against Lugo, historically, Minnesota is. We got a couple home runs for Vasquez and 8 at bats. That's pretty good. Outside of that, a lot of nothing. So singles, that's about it. Switch sides. Ryan 7-7, 3-6. History for KC versus Ryan, again, not much there. This is a lot of just kind of bad. 08, 06, 167. Ryan's been pretty good against them. Right-handers, you see how they did. How's Bobby Witt? Bobby Witt, where is you? There you are. 227, 22 at-bats. Let's look at the numbers. Hits allowed. Minnesota is only getting 6.5. No, wait. Kansas City is only getting 7. They're getting 7.8 hits per game, which is 16th, so maybe not. Strikeouts, he's averaging 6.3. KC is striking out 7.4, which is 4th best. Don't want to do that one. Earned runs, 3.8. Over 2.5. He did get rocked a little bit by Houston of all teams. Houston we saw is the worst offense in the league right now. So why would we ever trust that? Can't do it. Lugo, strikeouts. Dude is not a strikeout dude anymore. Ever. Hits, been pretty good. Numbers 5.5 for a reason. Why is it so high? I don't know, because Minnesota is only getting 6.5 hits the entire season so far. And earned runs, no. I don't like this game. This game is just not good. I'm gonna pass and move on to that last one. Last game, you can't see it, but you can see it. Oh, it is Milwaukee and Colorado, and it is Milwaukee 140 with a 10.5 total. Spreadsheet. Oh, buddy. Do we dare take a nerfy in Coors Field? That sounds dangerous, especially with an offense like Milwaukee's looking good. Colorado's offense is not looking good. So, ooh, tempting. Let's see. We might do that. Let's go. Props. Let's see. Tyler Alexander versus Antonio Santateria. Let's go. Matchup 0-1, 6.57, only 12 innings last year. Righties for Milwaukee. That's how they did against Antonio. Although Hoskins has been pretty good against the man, and Yelich is not. So swap. Alexander 6-5, 5.10 ERA. Colorado versus Tyler Alexander is actually really, my God, good. They love home runs off this man, and it's in Coors Field. Ooh, buddy, they might tee off on him a little bit. And against lefties, do you see how they do? Man, they like facing this man. 2 home runs in 5 at-bats, 1 home run in 2 at-bats, 1 home run in 3 at-bats. Over? I think we might be going over, because you got Colorado had success, and then Milwaukee already has the offense, but we're not going to take a nerfy because I'm a little scared of it now. So let's go to the props again. Dude hasn't gave up a run in 3 straight games now. Now, how many innings has he actually pitched in these games? About 4-1, 5, and 5-2. Not many, but still pretty impressive. That was Detroit last year. They had 0 offense at that point. Toronto was never that good offensively, in Cincinnati. Okay, but it's still pretty good. It's impressive. 6 straight strikeouts in 3 straight games, which Colorado is the worst strikeout team in the league at 11. If you didn't notice, 11.2. I think we found a winner. 4.5. That's the winner. We're taking him strikeouts all day. Strike out those Rockies. And then we got the hits. He's, cooking. Let me show you the other side. Antonio, nothing here his last 2 games, strikeout-wise. He struck out 3. That's it. Come on, dude. And you give up 10 hits, 9 hits. My God, against Milwaukee, who's averaging their 12th in hits at 8.1. That you could take the over hits for him. Over 5.5, but I think I'm going to go with Tyler. Alexander strikeouts is where we're going to go. So we're going to go Alexander. How many strikeouts is that? What's his? He's averaging 4.4. It's 4.5, but Colorado's the worst team. So if you have a matchup of all matchups, 4.5 Ks, I'm taking it. So we're going to take Alexander over 4.5 strikeouts and end it right there. So schedule. Let's look at tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. It's a travel day. Mondays and Thursdays are travel, so shorter days. Only 6 games on the slate. I'll be here tomorrow. Go check out the HQ if you want the plays typed out, or access to the spreadsheet that's slowly coming to life. As you see, it's working. We're using it now. So other than that, I appreciate you being here. Drop a like, subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow on Thursday for some more MLB. Peace.